Yeah, hello guys, my name is Dennis. So how to increase or speed up the performance of your computer? Sometimes you use your computer, you realize that it's very slow when booting up, when opening applications. I'm here to give you remedies to that. So the first thing is to delete temporary files. So you press your Windows key R, you get a dialog box like this, then you type TEMP for temp. Press OK, give it a second. So what you do is that there are temporary files that will load here. So you hold Ctrl A, then you press on your delete key, then it deletes all the temporary files. Mine are not many, but if your computer is really slow, your temporary files will be a lot, so it will take time. Sometimes when you're deleting them, it will ask for that, it can't delete some, so you just skip them. Then when you are done, you press the Windows key R again. This time you hold Shift, then the percentage key, then you type percentage key 10%, then you press OK again. So when you wait, it will load another file. Open, Ctrl A, highlight all, and you delete. Now you see, do all for current. I press continue, then I wait a while for it to delete. So now it says that it can delete some of them, so you just do all, then you skip, because there are some files it can't delete. Some programs really need it to run. So after doing this, the next step we are going to do is turn on storage sense. So if you start STORE, start storage. So we'll see turn on storage sense. We click on it, it sends us to the settings. Just wait a little bit. So now we make sure that storage sense is turned on. What this does is that you can set an interval so that when there are temporary files, it will delete. So for example, delete files in my recycling bin if they have been over 30 days. So you can set this to 14 days, 1 day or never, but mine is 30 days. Now when you come to the storage sense, you can come to your temporary files here. Now your downloads folder, I don't advise you to select it, but all this delivery optimization, thumbnails, all this, they are temporary files, so you can just remove files. So after you are done, you go to the next step. So the next step is to disable Windows startup apps. So anytime you start your computer, some applications need to start up, applications you've installed need to start up. So to access them, you press your Control key, Alt, delete. So what happens is that you go to your task manager. So your task manager comes this way. So when you're using Windows 10, your task manager will be different from Windows 11. So you look for your startup apps, you see startup. Now all the applications you've installed, the startup apps will come here. So if you have Skype and some applications that you think that when you boot your computer automatically start up, the impact on the performance and speed of your computer. So when you hold an application, it can give you the impact medium to high, then you click on disable. So when you are done, you close it. So now the next step is to turn off background services. So with that one, you press your Windows key R again, dialog box will open, you type msconfig, and you press OK. So you wait a while, it loads, it comes this way. So you come to services. Now what you have to do is that you click on hide services, all Microsoft services, because these are needed for your Windows to run. So all these services are as a result of programs you've installed that are running. So you can go through them. Those that you think that are not that important, you untick them. So after unticking them, you click on apply OK. For example, look at my services. I have untick all of them because they are not important, because when I start my computer I can click to run them. After that, you do apply OK. It will prompt that you should restart your computer. You click, you can decide to restart, or you click on exit and restart later. So after this is done, the next step is visual settings. So with that one, you Windows key E. When you press Windows key E, it opens your Explorer. You go to this PC, right click, go to properties. Wait a little while. So after going to properties, what you do next is you come to advanced system settings. After coming to advanced system settings, a dialog box will open. Then you see performance, visual effects, processor, scheduling, memory. Click on settings. Now you adjust for best performance. You click on that one, do apply, okay. When it's done, come back to the same place, click on settings, come to advanced. Now adjust for best performance for programs and background services. Make sure it is on programs so that your computer will always adjust performance for programs, so that when you're opening it's faster. After that, you click on apply, okay. When that is done, we move to the next stage. That is we turn on power settings. So we look for our control panel. Now start, we type control panel, we click on that one, wait for it to load. So most of you, your control panel might look like this. Just come to category, switch to large icons, come to power options. After coming to power options, select high performance. This ultimate performance, I did a tweak to it, that is why. So you can select high performance. When you do that, the computer will rather favor high performance, so that your computer, before any time your computer is plugged into the charger, that way your computer will run fast. And the next thing is that after you select high performance, come to change plan settings, come to change advanced power settings. A dialog box will open like this. Scroll down to processor power management. Come to minimum processor state. Make sure on battery set to 100%, and when plugged in 100%. Then you come to maximum processor state. Make sure both are on 100%. Apply and do okay. So the next thing is that your computer might be lacking updates. So you need to update your computer, just like the way we are human beings. You need to eat every day. The computer also needs updates. So what you do is that you come to start, go to your settings, wait for your settings to open. So after your settings is opened, you come to Windows updates. Make sure you're connected to the internet and check for updates. When you check for updates, a list of updates will come. You click for them to download. After that, let it install, so that the Windows updates are just security patches or new features that Windows has to fix bugs that your computer have, and to make sure that the computer is very fast. So another step to speed up your computer is to uninstall unwanted programs. So you come to your control panel, click on it. When it opens, switch to category, come to uninstall a program. So my advice to people is that if your computer is not powerful, desist from using two programs that do the same function. So for example, you have VLC media player and you have MX video player. So these two players can both play audio and video. So why not use one when you have two? All this is a take up space. So that's my suggestion. So after that, you come to your programs. The programs that you don't use, you just click on one, click on uninstall. For example, I see people, they have like 3 or 4 browsers: Opera Mini, Google Chrome, Firefox. Meanwhile, they perform the same function. Maybe you might like one, you might not like one. Use one. At most, I use 2. So these are some of the things you need to do. So you uninstall programs to make your computer run faster. Last method I'll recommend is that you try and buy an SSD. SSD is solid state drive. They are very faster than your mechanical hard drive that has to spin to access information. But with an SSD hasn't got to spin to access information. The information is just once. So, and the next thing is also to upgrade your RAM. So maybe if you're having 4 gigs or 6 gig or 8 gig and your computer is capable of 16 gigs, you can upgrade the RAM. And if you can't do this, both the SSD and the RAM, you can get a professional to do that for you. And when that is done, you will see a massive performance jump of your computer. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you've learned something from it, and subscribe for more video like this.